Welcome back to Dreamcatchers. We have our guest today, who is Désiré Gordon Leclerc. And we mentioned earlier that we would talk a bit about what he's working on now, which is this awesome magazine. It's called Tyrant, and it's made by him, everything by him. So what gave you the concept for this magazine?
When I first started concepting the magazine, it was probably 2 years ago in some sort of random lab class. And we just had to create one subject and deliver it over 3 mediums. So I chose to do a magazine. I chose to do it in print, web, and iPad. And it started sort of with that little concept. And from there, within the past 2 years, it sort of branched into this full magazine, which is a design guide for young men.
Do you want to talk a bit about the content that's inside of it?
Yeah, sure. The magazine is divided into 3 sections. The first being design, where it talks about architecture, art, film, books, the works, and talks about not so much the content with them, but the design that goes behind them. So who designed the album cover, who designed the car, that sort of stuff. The second section is style, and it focuses on men's fashion, but in a more, I guess, American fashion. And it also features no models. So it's all real people, because
Nice.
Models get enough
Yeah, they
glory
get
with their
enough
stuff.
attention. They don't need any more.
No.
That kind of reminds me of the Dove commercials, how they get real women and they put them on their
it was good.
commercials. I like that.
Okay.
And all of the people in your magazine are very interesting looking. You know, they're not cookie cutter people who just came off the runway or, you know, who were scouted. They're real people, and I like that.
It's definitely what I was looking for, because I wanted something more relatable to probably less urban guys, people looking to go into the field of design. So yeah, the second section is style, and the last section is, I call it craft, because I didn't really know what else to call it. But it features a lot of literature, a lot of philosophy.
Oh, okay.
Like a travel guide. Let's see. God, it's one of those things you work on every day and you forget what's in there.
Yeah, it's like you're just constantly adding to it.
Yeah. Then it's like stories on photojournalism, musicians.
All of the pictures that are in there, did you take them?
I shot all of them except for I did a piece on a friend who's a photojournalist, and he's also more of a photo editor, I guess would be the right word. And
Some of these
it's
are
photos.
stunning.
Thank you.
Like this is just, it's so gorgeous. It's so simple, but it's so gorgeous.
It was a travel piece I did on Newfoundland where I went by myself for 2 weeks, and traveling by yourself is something I highly suggest doing at least once.
Yeah, for sure. Or look, here's some of the natural male models. Very cute.
I'd like to thank my friend Mike for that, and my friend Lou for assisting on the shoot, because it was a very windy and cold day on that beach.
Oh, this is really nice. So this is what you meant by like design and architecture.
Yes, that is a feature I did on the store called Modern Anthology in Dumbo, and it's sort of this men's living and style store. And she's a Parsons graduate as well who owns the store, and she was completely cool. I came in, photographed the store, interviewed her, and it was great.
You must never run out of ideas. I mean, you have so many contacts from Parsons. It's just like, oh, I heard this Parsons person's doing this. Let's go check that out. Is that kind of what it's like putting together this magazine?
It's definitely lots of phone calls it's sort of a who knows who type of business. And yeah, lots of phone calls.
So let's start from the beginning. What got you interested in fashion, design, architecture?
I think it was probably my last year at KSS when we were starting to do the process to apply for CEGEP, and I had no idea what I wanted to do at all, except I noticed that I had bags and bags and bags of photographs and photos I've taken over the past 2 years, and I said, well, if I got all these photographs, I might as well just submit them, see if I can get into photography. And that was sort of the case. I did the process, did the interviews, got into that. And it was within the photography program that I discovered a lot of other arts jobs that I would have never known in high school.
What kind of jobs were those? What interested you the most?
What interested me most? Well, because first in high school, you only know about like doctor, lawyer, dentist, and you're not familiar with all these media type of jobs. It was in my last semester actually, or my second last semester at Dawson, and we had this new teacher, and we were working on a design competition for the graduate photography posters, and she said, you'd make a great art director. And I was just like, well, what's an art director? And upon research, I figured out what it was, what kind of jobs I do, and the right schools to do that, and through that I found Parsons.
How long did Dawson last for?
Dawson was a 3-year program.
And out of that, you got a portfolio, like you could
Yeah,
take
I
it
got
in?
a full photography portfolio. What's great about the Dawson photography program is that it's divided the portfolio into 2 semesters. So the first semester you do sort of a portfolio along the lines of what you're kind of interested in, where I did a fashion portfolio because as much as I love fashion, it's kind of a side thing. I'm more interested in more conceptual editorial work. And then the final semester I did a conceptual portfolio.
What's conceptual editorial work?
Conceptual editorial work is it'd be work that involves a narrative. So every photo sort of has this like sort of background, heavy context with it, and it was just like a lot of shooting green screen, a lot of conceptualizing stories.
What kind of people would you recommend Dawson's program to?
I really feel Dawson has a great photography program, but it also has an incredible graphic design program. And I wasn't aware of what graphic design was in high school, and I kind of wish I went into there, but I'm happy I went into photography. But anyone who's interested in arts in like the least bit of way, doesn't matter if you draw or if you code HTML, if you like reading like stuff, if you like reading comic books, like anything as simple as that, if you just go into the program and kind of explore, you'll really find something that fits to your qualities.
What kind of things did you do before you went to Dawson's photography class? Like you said, it was towards the end of the year at KSS that you realized, well, maybe photography, I have all of these photos, but was there anything else that kind of gave you an inkling that this was the direction you wanted to go in?
It was probably music. I was in a band, and we're still in the town phone book, which is hilarious.
I interviewed you with Brady Cross. It'd be really good to get some clips of that.
Oh, my long hair. Oh, that was awesome.
And your huge bass.
Oh, I still got the bass.
Nice.
I
And
still
you
play
guys
the
were
bass.
in your grandmother's basement.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that. Good times.
Good old high school music. But yeah, it was music and going to a lot of concerts. And through concerts, I always brought my camera, snuck in cameras, and I was very into concert photography, but not in a sort of professional manner. It was sort of, I just wanted this for my personal enjoyment after. And through that, I guess it was sort of the link to photography.
For sure. Well, we're going to take a break, but when we come back, we'll have more with Gordon LeClair and some of his awesome internships. Stay tuned.